We live! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another task production. If you're here, I appreciate you. I'd also appreciate if you hit that like button, subscribe, and join the Discord. It's in the description below. Alright folks, we got a new game coming at you. Well, technically not a new game. It's one of my favorite games actually. It's just a new game on the channel. So if you're used to the channel, you know that I normally play Apex, maybe sometimes Zelda or Pokemon. But for the longest time, I've been wanting to stream Marvel Snap, the mobile card game, for all of y'all. But haven't been able to, because the last time I tried to stream it, it was hella buggy and hella glitchy. Not the fault of the game, but just my setup couldn't handle the stream. But I tested it earlier today, and I think we're in business, folks. So sit back, enjoy the vibes. I'm just gonna set some stuff up for the stream as usual, and then we'll be on our way playing Marvel Snap. Hope everyone's having a chill day. We'll get started shortly. Just relax, enjoy the tunes. And if you have any questions about the game, feel free to ask. It is a new game for a lot of y'all in the chat, so I do not mind explaining the rules. Alrighty. How we sounding? Test test 1 2. Alright, we're sounding good. Sounding crispy. Like it. Yo, Manny Method. Let's go. Yes, sir. We're streaming a new game today. Hopefully it's not as glitchy as the last time I tried to stream it. Marvel Snap is a competitive strategy card game for mobile. It's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend that anyone who hasn't played it, download it. The games are very quick. At maximum, you're gonna spend like 5 minutes per match. So it's a nice game when you're on a commute, or you're bored, or hell, you're on the toilet and you just want to play a quick game. But it's a lot of fun, and hopefully we have a nice smooth stream so I can show you all Marvel Snap. I think we're about good to go. Alrighty folks, just gonna move the mic, sorry if it sounds weird. There we go. Alright, see how this plays out. So this is Marvel Snap. I'm just listening to stream, making sure it sounds good, everything looks good. How's my volume? Y'all hear me alright? Alright, so let's get right into it. Just a quick overview of what's going on here. This is the main menu. You see right here I'm level 45. Sorry, 75. I can't count, apparently. And this is a strictly online game, Every game you play is against a real person, and these are the ranks. As you can see, you start all the way down here from recruit if you never played, and as you play more games and win more cubes, I'll explain that in a second, you start to level up to agent, to iron, bronze, silver, gold, you already know how it goes, and then platinum, and then diamond, and on the bottom are the rewards you get for each tier. And right now I'm on the vibranium tier. There are 3 more tiers to go: Omega, Galactic, and Infinite. I've only ever hit Infinite once. Every season it resets, but it is extremely difficult, and you need to be running a meta deck, otherwise you're gonna have a tough time. Or you create the meta. You play a card or a deck that no one else is playing and they don't know how to counter. So here are my decks. Right now I'm running Dino Shield, and we'll take a quick look at that. Alright, that's just picking it. Mind you, the game is brand new to PC. It's a mobile game. Well, let me reiterate. It was on PC, but it wasn't, what's the word I'm thinking about? It wasn't formatted for PC. So playing the game on PC, you would have empty space on the left and right side of the screen. But just this week, they've completely rehauled the PC version, and now it's in a nice clean format. So these are all my cards. I have a lot of cards, and this is my deck. This deck, it's called Dino Shield. It's called Dino Shield because it runs Devil Dinosaur as one of the main boss monsters, and Shield because, as you can see, I have a lot of Shield members: Quinjet, Agent 13, Agent Coulson, the main man, Nick Fury. So for anyone who doesn't understand the rules, I'll explain it as we go. It's fairly simple. Each card has an energy cost and a power. So energy is basically your currency, and how much energy you have depends on how many cards you can play a round. Each round you get 1 additional energy, so you'll be able to play a lot bigger cards as the game goes on. I hope the stream's alright. If it's alright, or rather, if it's not alright, please let me know in the chat if anything's buggy, if the audio is weird, anything like that. Don't hesitate to speak up and let me know, because this is the first time I'm streaming the game, and I want it to be a seamless experience for all of you. Let me just check something. I see a lot of buffering on my end. I'm wondering if that's because I'm streaming from the PC. But anyway, let's jump into a game. Let's see how it runs while we play. Hopefully hopefully it runs smooth. So, to win the game, essentially you need 2 out of 3 locations with more power. Power being the orange value on a card. This is my energy on the left. Turn 1, you start with 1 energy. Turn 2, 2 energy. three energy, and so on. Any energy you have left over does not carry over. So I'm just going to drop Quinjet on the first location. Quinjet, what that does is any card that does not start in my deck, it costs one less. So Quinjet, it works well with cards that add random cards to your hand. And you'll see Dino Shield is all about adding cards to your hand. So it's turn 2. We have 2 energy right now. With 2 energy, we now have the second location revealed. On turn 3, we'll have the third location revealed. Each location functions differently. The Raft. First to fill this breaks out a 6 cost card and it costs 0. So you usually want to fill this bad boy up as soon as possible. So we're going to play a Collector in the Raft. And the Collector, what he does is when a card enters your hand from anywhere except your deck, you get +1 power. So Collector starts to beef up the more cards I add to my hand. I have 3 energy now. I'm going to drop Cable on the Raft. I'll have 1 energy left over, so maybe I don't want to do that. Instead, I might want to drop Agent Coulson, because he's going to give me a random 4 cost and a random 5 cost to my hand. So that's going to in turn beef up my Collector. Hey Javi, appreciate you joining the stream. Taz knows the way. Hey man, I've been playing this game for a bit. I've hit infinite once, so if you need strats, I am your guy. Astro Nori, appreciate you stopping by the stream. Sorry if it's a little buggy. I gotta work through the latency issues and I gotta see why the game slows down when I stream it. But turn 4, we got this random Devil Dinosaur, which was created by Agent Coulson, and we have our Devil Dinosaur that we started in the deck. This one you see is only worth 4. This one is worth 5. That's because of Quinjet. So I'm gonna drop the Devil here. Ongoing effects here are doubled. So Devil Dinosaur +2 power for each card in your hand. Ah damn, he filled up Raft, so he's gonna get a free 6 cost card. I probably should have done that. Probably should have dropped Mirage here. But I was so excited about the Devil that I might not even need that free cost card. It's okay, I'm mostly lurking because my head is ready to explode. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Nori. I appreciate you stopping by, even if it's just for a little bit. Thank you so much. Hope you feel better. Alright, so turn 5. We're winning right, but we're losing these two. So I gotta start playing for this side. Turn 5. I could do a few things. I could drop Queen and see what his highest card in his hand is. And then I could also drop Cable to get a random card from his deck. So that's gonna give him some uncertainty as to what he might draw or what I drew. Because turn 6 I'm probably gonna drop Devil on left. Plus White Queen and Cable is gonna boost up my Collector even more. Alright, he's fighting me on right side with Orca. This is a destroy deck that he's running. I'm more so explaining my cards first because I don't know what the opponent's going to play until they start playing it. So you see I got the Null, which means he has Null in his hand. That's his highest cost card. That's probably what he's going to play next turn. So now I got to think what my opponent is going to do. More than likely he's going to drop Null on right side and win that. Because ongoing effects here are doubled and Null has combined power of all cards destroyed this game. So he's probably going to drop that there. I could mirror him and then drop an Agent 13 on left, which will beef up my collector even more. That's a possibility. Or I could drop Devil on mid. That's going to be 15 plus 10 is 25. But I don't know if he's going to destroy anything. Honestly, I think I'm going to just drop his null over here and beef up collector. Because if I'm him, I'm thinking I'm going to drop null on this side. He knows I have his null, so he'll want to mirror me here, and then he'll probably play for left. Let's see. I'm locking it in, chat. Big null on the right side. Agent 13 gives me a random card to my hand, beefing up my collector in turn and my Devil Dino. And he just drops a Deadpool on left, losing the left side. Oh wait, no, he wins left. Nova Wind destroyed gives everybody 1 power. So I lost this one. It is what it is. Destroy is one of the better archetypes in the game. But no worries, it's just 2 cubes. And I didn't explain that earlier, but you play for cubes. There is a little bit of a gambling aspect to this game, but don't worry, there's no money involved. It's just the mechanic of betting when you're certain you're gonna win. That's why the game's called Marvel Snap, because when you know you're gonna win, you hit that snap and you double the amount of cubes you earn. So right here, I'm 75 at 75 in the middle here with 0 cubes. So every win, depending on how many cubes are at stake, is how much this gets filled up here. So that's one way to play. There's also conquest mode. Conquest mode. Hold on, let me see something. Yeah, conquest mode, it lets you play against a person for multiple rounds. And it gets harder and harder. You gotta keep winning. We could play one conquest so I can show you guys what that looks like. I'm just glad my audio is not buffering like the game is. But we'll keep running Dino Shield. I'll show off a bunch of my decks as we go through the stream. The beauty of this game is that the matches are so short, we'll be able to get a lot of games out before we end stream today. Really sorry for the buffering issue, y'all. Definitely gonna look into why it's slowing down the way it is. Alright, so Sokovia discards a random card from each player's hand. Talking about that snap mechanic, the guy just snapped turn 1. And you see in Conquest, we play for life here. So in the regular mode, it's 1 game and you're done. Here, you play as many games as you like until this life bar is depleted. And right now it's worth 1, but next turn it's going to be worth 2. So if I lose, I'll lose 2 bars here. So Quinjet turn 1 is amazing. We're going to drop that on left, because we don't know what's going to pop up in mid or right. There are some locations that are detrimental. Yo, Tree Frog, appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Marvel Snap stream. I know it's a little buggy right now. I'm going to look into improving the latency, but bear with me. The good thing about this game is that it's very static, so if it freezes, at least you see what's going on. But still, I want to give you guys a seamless streaming experience, so I'm going to look into ways to improve it so it's not as buggy. Alright, so location 2 just revealed. This turn all cards must be played here. So I'm just gonna drop a Mirage. They're gonna give me the lowest cost card of their hand plus 2 power. So they have a Lizard in hand, but now it has 7 power instead of 5. 1 cost cards here have plus 2 power. So we're just gonna automatically drop Agent 13 there. Agent 13 gives me a random card to my hand. Literally any card in the game, she could give it to me. And now we still have 2 energy here. So we can drop the Lizard and have them play cards where we want them to play. Because Lizard loses power if there's 4 enemy cards on the opposite side. So Lizard's very good for control. If you want your opponent to play in a certain lane, you would drop Lizard in that lane. But I think I'm just going to drop Sentinel because I don't know. He's probably going to... Oh, look. He has Angela. He's going to fill up mid. I'm going to drop Lizard left. Angela gets 2 power every time a card is played in her lane. Alright, we got Gambit. Gambit, you discard a card to destroy an enemy card. Literally throws a card at him. Oh, no need to apologize, Tree. It's all good. I appreciate you stopping by the stream today, though. Again, I do apologize for the bugginess of the stream. I think my computer just can't handle it. But I do appreciate everybody hanging out. Please be sure to hit that like button. It really helps. And it lets me know you enjoy this game. I would love to make some new fans of the game because I play this all the time. Alright, we're in the lead on 2 lanes here. So we're going to want to play on right lane. I'm going to drop Zabu because Zabu makes cards cheaper. Your 4 cost cards cost 1 less. So we have a 4 cost card here. He'll be worth 3 if we drop Zabu. And then we still got two energies, so we're going to drop Sentinel mid. Sentinel just adds another Sentinel to my hand. So now we're just waiting on him. A big point of the game is to kind of anticipate what your opponent is going to do. Because there will be games where you can win if you just place your last card in one lane rather than another. And what I mean by that is, oh my god, I'm in the lead 3 lanes and it's turn 5. I'm snapping. So by snapping, now next turn, instead of winning 2, I win 4 cubes. But we're playing Conquest, so instead of cubes, it'll be 4 bars of life here. We got 5 cards in hand. We're going to beef up Devil by throwing down Nick Fury somewhere. Probably mid. Actually, let's throw Fury here, because if we fill up here, Lizard gets weakened. And then we'll drop Sentinel on right as well. So what I mean by beefing up Devil Dinosaur, he gets plus 2 power for each card in hand. So by throwing down Nick Fury, he adds 3 random 6 cost cards to my hand. In turn, making my hand 5 cards instead of 2. So next turn, Devil will have a beefy power set to work with. And just a heads up, this is a variant. So, yeah, he retreated. He was going to lose that. Oh, he conceded. So in Conquest, if he just would have retreated, we would have got another round. And we would have kept going until our life was depleted. But he just said, nah, I'm done. So his glass broke over here. He's gone. He doesn't want to play no more. So I win. Nice. So what I was saying about variants is there's default art for every card. But what makes the game fun and incentivizes grinding is you get these cool variants. So I'll show you in just a moment. Alright, so we beat Proving Grounds Conquest, so we got a silver ticket. and each conquest you beat, you get the ticket for the next conquest. So we beat Proving Grounds, so we got a silver ticket. Silver conquest, we need 2 wins, and we'll get a gold ticket. And then gold conquest, 3 wins, so on and so forth, until you hit infinity. But infinity is not even available yet until 5 days from now. So we'll try to farm infinity tickets. That'll make it a nice length stream for you all. We got our silver ticket here. Let's try a different deck so I can show you guys what I mean by the variants. Let's see what's in the store right quick. Where's the store? Shop. So every day there's different variants in the shop that are available for purchase for gold. You can get gold by leveling up your cards, and I'll show you that in a bit. Some of the bundles aren't really worth it, like $75 for 1 card in a card game. I don't know about that. Now this is alright, but still 20 bucks. You know, I spend money on the game because I'm a streamer, so you know, if things look nice, it boosts the stream a little bit. But you know, the everyday player might not be worth it. So here are the variants that you could buy. Every day it's the different variants, and they're only going to show you variants of cards that are in your collection. I have a lot of cards because I've been playing for a very long time, but when you start out the game, they're only going to show you variants of cards you have or own. So we got some cool ones here. I don't think there's any here that I would probably waste my gold on. I typically like to save my gold. I have 1,000 right now, and some variants you see are worth 1,200. So I usually wait until I have 1,200 gold, and then depending on what cards there are, like this one, I would get if I had high evolutionary. But let me not get too deep into the lore here. Let's look at what deck I could run. So we got a lot of decks. You're allowed to build up to 50 decks. Is there any heroes or villains anybody in the chat likes? I could probably build a deck around that card, or I probably have a deck with that card included. We got Discard, Venom, Galactus. Galactus is pretty fun. Let's play Galactus. Galactus, the destroyer of worlds. We'll go ahead and play a regular match, so just one single match against an opponent. We're running the Galactus deck. So this deck, Galactus, he's a big bad who eats planets, right? In the game, if you drop Galactus on a lane and he's the only card on your side and you have more power than the opponent, he destroys the other 2 locations. So it's a lot of fun. It definitely makes the game a lot more difficult to play because you're only working with one location. So the strat with this deck is to fill up 2 locations so that when I have Galactus, I could drop him on the 3rd. And Nova, oh there he is, the big boy, Galactus. And you can see that the cards have these borders, right? And that's what I mean by upgrading your cards. You start with a white border, which is just a regular artwork. Then it's green, which is frame break, which means the character comes out of frame. Blue is 3D, as you can see, it has a 3D effect. Purple, I don't have a purple one here, but purple is animated, so you see like just like electricity crackling thing. Alright, this is not looking good. I don't want to drop Carnage on Nova because he destroyed. I'm just gonna skip my turn. Because Nova, when he's destroyed, he adds 1 power to all my other cards. He's gonna drop the armor because he's thinking I'm running a destroy deck. Armor doesn't allow you to destroy in a lane. Armor is a very meta card, especially because destroy is so prevalent and so popular. Green Goblin is cool. You'll notice he has -3 power. So why would I want to use him? Well, your opponent gains control of this. So it essentially keeps my side free for Galactus. So I'm going to drop him on right. Because if I drop him in mid, on reveal effects happen twice here. So he would go over, and then he would come right back. So I'm going to drop him there. Probably should drop wave. All cards cost 4 next turn. If I did that, then I could drop Galactus immediately. 3, and then turn 4, drop wave. Yeah, I'm just gonna drop the goblin. Oh, he dropped wave for me. I didn't even have to do it. So now next turn, all cards cost 4. It doesn't matter what their cards say. They cost 4. So cool thing about the cards, when you upgrade them a lot, you'll see eventually you can get cool effects in the background. Like this one's holographic, has some little black sparkles to it. Shang-Chi, Shang-Chi, one of the best cards in the game, if not the best card in the game. I have upgraded him so much that I have an inked version. Inked is like one of the most sought after variants, or splits is what they're called, and I'll show you after this game. So I want to drop Galactus probably mid. But then if he has some cards that have on reveal effects, that's going to be tough. I'm going to drop him right. Because he already has 2 out of the 4 locations. Oh, he expected that. Alright. So since he's still winning, Galactus doesn't activate. If you're winning this location and this is your only card, destroy all other locations. So that's why he didn't do anything there. So now we just gotta play with what we got. I'm thinking I might Doc Ock mid and then snipe him with Shang-Chi next turn. So what Doc Ock does is he pulls 4 random cards from your opponent's hand to this location. So he essentially fills up the enemy's location with cards in their hand. And you're probably wondering, why would that be good? Well, this game is very strategic. So some cards you want to hold off or play in a certain order. By dropping Doc Ock, it takes that strategy away from them, and they just gotta hope that I pull the good cards. So let's see what we get. Alright, so he already puts 2. Oh, Cosmo doesn't allow on reveals. So now Doc Ock is just a 5/10 card. Very nice. That actually helps me. So I can't play anything left, because you can't play anything after turn 4. So I have to play for right, and he's going to play for mid. So I have to anticipate that. Oh look, Shang-Chi, you're probably wondering, why is he the best card in the game? Destroy all enemy cards at this location that have 9 or more power. So any big bad your opponent has, boom. Now I can destroy his death and win right lane. And just for good measure, Carnage destroys all other cards and gets 2 power for every card destroyed, but he's got Cosmo here. So Carnage is not going to pop off, and I get an extra 2 power here. Because sometimes you can win by 1 point, so every point matters. And I think that's game. I might even snap. It's risky, but let's do it. And he's gonna commit to the game because he's like, why is he snapping? I'm winning 2 lanes. This guy's a moron. But little does he know I have the Shang-Chi. And quick tip, you see how his name is highlighted? Oh crap. I wasn't expecting the Jug. Jug pushes every card I played here to other lanes. He wins. Damn. I can't even kill the Nebula because of the armor. Wow, that's bad. And then he emotes to me. Yeah, I'll fist bump that. GG. Not bad. The downside to the Galactus deck is it's very predictable, very easy to read. But we're gonna pop off his effect. It is super cool when you see it. Let's run it again. Yeah, that jug was terrible. Juggernaut, he moves any card that I play on my side to all the other lanes, so I wasn't able to pop off the Shang-Chi. And what I was mentioning earlier, if your name is highlighted, you have what's called priority, which means whoever's name is highlighted, that's whose cards will show first. So turn 1, it's going to be Roy here. So his cards are going to show first. It doesn't really matter, I can't play anything turn 1, so I'm just going to end turn 1, skip. But Vormir is interesting. The first card you play here is Destroyed. For those of you that don't know, Vormir is the planet where Black Widow sacrifices herself in endgame. So it's cool to see the locations kind of play into the lore a little bit. Throne Room from Wakanda. Cards here with the highest power have their power doubled. So it's kind of like the king. Whoever's the king in this lane on both sides. So if I have 5 and he has 5, we both get doubled to 10. But if I have the strongest card, only he gets doubled. Look, this is great. So the first card you play here is Destroyed. Wolverine, his ability is anytime he gets destroyed, he comes back with 2 more power. So I want to drop him here. Oh, don't touch my Galactus. No. Spider-Ham. He turns 1 random card in my hand to a piggy. Thanks for that. It keeps the power and the energy, but it's kind of useless now. It's a pig. It doesn't do anything. Oink. that's the ability. No ability. And he snaps. Okay. So I'm thinking we don't have Galactus to play on anymore. But we have Doc Ock, who's really strong. If I drop Green Goblin on the raft, he's going to have an extra card here, and I don't want that. If I drop it in Throne Room, it gets doubled. Does that mean -6? Let's test that out. Oh, it does mean -6. So he's going to want to play something in middle lane. He was expecting me to play something on raft, as he should. So Spider-Man just got a rework recently. Now he moves to another location and pulls an enemy card from here to there. So what that means is, say I don't want his Juggernaut here. I play the Spider-Man here. He's going to move to Throne Room or Vormir, and he's going to pull the Jug to one of those locations. So that's my best bet on turn 4, because you don't want to use Shang-Chi when there's nothing to destroy. You kind of just hold on to that. Even if there is a 9 power card at the moment, I still would hold on to it until turn 6, because it gives your opponent confidence. It makes them think, oh, I'm winning here no matter what. He ain't dropped a Shang-Chi yet. Until bam, turn 6, surprise. Alright, so based on the cards that I have Destroyer, which literally does what he says. He destroys all my cards. You probably wonder, like, why would you want to destroy all your cards? Well, Destroy is one of the best archetypes in the game. So the Destroyer actually helps a lot. Nimrod here, when he's destroyed, add a copy to other locations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop Nimrod here. Since I'm already winning left and mid, I'll just bolster that. I drop Nimrod here, and then turn 6 I drop Destroyer. I'll have 15 power here, and then 6 power in mid and left. Yeah, let's do that. Valkyrie turns all cards to 3 power, so they're going to get doubled because of Throne Room. But essentially they're 3. See, Valkyrie turned it to 3, and then Throne Room doubles that. So he might win mid, but for sure I'll probably win right and left. Now is when you try to metagame and you try to think, okay, he has Jug, Valk, Polaris, what is he running, right? it's a little interesting because he has Polaris and Jug, which moves enemy cards. He's probably gonna have a Magneto, a Vision. He likes to move. Could have a Miles Morales, a lot of move cards. But I'm confident in my play. I'm not gonna snap this time, because sometimes you think you're gonna win and you don't. So he played only mid. It's gotta be Magneto, right? Wolverine gets destroyed. +2 power. Moves to a random location. Nimrods get destroyed. Yep, there's Magneto. Nobody to move. I win left and mid. I win left and right. I should have snapped. But you see, Magneto, I anticipated it. He moves all opposing 3 and 4 cost cards to this location. But I didn't have any 3 or 4 cost cards to move. So my strat went by seamlessly. And he relied on me having 3 and 4 cost cards on left and right. And that's the game. We got our cubes back. We're back at 75. So you see, it's a tug of war to try to rank up. Because the more you snap, the riskier it is, but the higher the reward. So I'm really eager to show you guys Galactus's ability. So I'm gonna keep running Galactus until we pop it off. I do appreciate everybody hanging out in the stream. I'm sorry it's a little buggy. We're gonna try and improve that. I'm gonna do some research, see what I could do to get it running a bit smoother. But on the bright side, the game being static doesn't hurt, because it's a card game, so what you see is what I'm seeing. Turn 1, I can't do nothing. Skipping. As a reminder, the blue upper left number is how much the card costs to play. So right now, it only highlights Carnage because that's the only card I can play. But Carnage destroys cards, and he benefits from having something to destroy, and there's nothing to destroy, so I'm just going to skip 2 as well. There's a lot of decks that skip turns 1 and 2, so it's not a big deal. But it definitely helps to have some cards to play early game. Alright, so I'm going to drop green on left. The Goblin. The Loot Goblin. Because after turn 3, add a rock to the losing side, right? He's going to want to fill up Raft, but he probably doesn't want to rock, so he's conflicted. But when there's a benefit, it far outweighs the consequence. So I'm predicting he's going to drop on Raft. So I'm going to have the green... Oh, he drops Mindscape. Oh, because he's going to destroy the Deadpool. Again, another destroy deck. One of the best archetypes in the game. Has a high win rate. Super easy to use. So Deadpool goes back to his hand when he gets destroyed with double the power. So he starts with 1 power. And the more you destroy him, you can imagine Deadpool can get pretty high in power. Alright, so Eternity range is looking great for Galactus. We're gonna... I'd usually drop Spider-Man wherever I want an empty spot, so I'm gonna drop Spider-Man mid so he'll move his Carnage either left or right. And then I'll drop Nova on right, because I want this to fill up. I won't have it filled up before turn 6, but still worth.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Alright, so now Mindscape, one of the worst locations in the game. At the start of turn... Oh, okay, he left. Yeah. Mindscape sucks. There's like 5 locations that nobody likes. Mindscape is one of them. At the start of turn 6, swap hands. Like, you don't want to give away your hand. And he's realizing he just gave himself Deadpool with like 4 or 8 power or something like that. Yeah, Mindscape's deadly. 1 Q because we didn't snap. That's how it goes. Alright, we're gonna get Galactus to pop off. Eventually. Hold on, I'm just checking something right quick. Alright, so turn 1, we got a random card to each player's hand, Bast, which won't help me, so I'm just gonna drop Nova. So, as you can see from my opponent's decision there, you can play in middle and right lanes on turn 1, but it has some risk to it, because you don't know what you're going to get. It could be a bad location. Savage Land just adds 2 random raptors to both of our sides. He's probably playing Bounce. Bounce, that type of deck sends cards back to the hand a lot. So he's probably going to play like a Beast, or no, Beast is 3 cost. He'll probably play like a few 1 cost cards, maybe Angela. So I could tell all that just from seeing the hood. The hood, depending on the card, determines what kind of decks people run. I don't see the hood in many decks, so. Carnage. Okay, he's playing Destroy Hood. Another Destroy deck. I'm telling you, it's one of the best archetypes in the game. I also have a Destroy deck. Alright, Tinker's Workshop adds 1 energy this turn. So we have 4 energy. We could Venom, Nova, and Wolverine. Venom destroys all cards in a lane, but he gains their power. So 3, 4, 5, 6, he'll become 6 power. Nova will turn Wolverine to 3 and him to 4, so we'll have 8 power. And then Wolverine regenerates somewhere else, so that's our best play right now. Killmonger's gonna kill my Nova. That's fine, I was gonna kill him anyway, but now my Venom doesn't get that extra 1 point, which is sad. Now Wolverine regenerates. So I can't play Galactus mid, because that the empty lane is where I'm looking to play Galactus. Right now, this is the empty lane, but 7 does not beat 17, so I'm just gonna have to give up on Galactus again. And probably just go for a Carnage on Wolverine. Call it a day. This is a very, very sucky game for me. Even though I'm winning 2 lanes, I don't have a lot of good combos at the moment. Scarlet Witch changes the location to Atlantis. If you only have 1 card there, you get a power boost. But he's going to want to add more cards there. He has to play for left or right. He has Death. He's holding on to Death until round 6. Death... Okay, how do I say this? So Death has a cost of 8, but the cost goes down for every card that's destroyed. So all destroy decks run Death because by turn 6, her cost is 0. It's a free 12 power card and one of the best destroy cards out there. So you always gotta anticipate Death when fighting destroy. But if I drop Wave, he can only drop 1 card next turn. So I'll probably want to do that. And then just snipe his Death. He's going to destroy Bucky to turn him into Winter Soldier. he didn't destroy Bucky. But he dropped death early? No way, dude. What is this madman planning? Oh, he has Arnim Zola. That's what he's planning. So Arnim Zola destroys a card in the lane and then creates that same card in the other two lanes. So if he drops Arnim Zola on Venom, Venom will drop here and eat these two cards, and then drop here and eat Bucky and turn him into Winter Soldier. So the best thing I could do right now is just to snipe the left Venom. Damn, I need a card in mid. I need like literally any card. I messed myself up with the wave. Because if I even if I drop Bast with 1 power, I would have won mid. Because Arnim Zola has 0 power. Wow, that feels bad. I'm gonna have to retreat. So yeah, you see he knows he has it in the bag. The cool thing about this game is you can retreat, and you only lose however many cubes are at stake at that moment. So if I end the turn, I'll lose 4 cubes, but if I retreat, I only lose 1 cube, so it's not that bad. And then he's emoting probably because he bluffed me. People don't usually bluff in this game because the trade-off for bluffing is you losing 8 cubes, and nobody wants to lose cubes. So bluffing in itself is a huge skill to have. I rarely bluff because people don't fall for bluffs in this game. Alright, if it's the last thing I do, we're going to drop Galactus on a lane and destroy the other worlds. We dropping Galactus. Mark my words. But yeah, I'm not too worried about my cubes. Since I already hit infinite once before, it's not as, like, how do I say it? It's not really, it doesn't motivate me to aim for infinite again, because it's very stressful to go for infinite. Every cube counts, and the higher level players are sweaty. Like, they'll drop combos you never even seen. Alright, so I always like to drop Nova left, because then I can drop Galactus mid or right, and people don't usually drop mid or right on turn 1. Alright, Central Park, that screws me over. Now I can't drop Galactus anywhere. What is going on with this game? That's alright. It's all good. It's all good. We don't need Galactus to win. We just skip turn 2. No big deal. Another destroy deck. So I'm almost certain, after like 10,000 hours of Marvel Snap, that depending on what deck you play is what opponents you get matched up against. Since I have a lot of destroy type cards, Nova, Carnage, Venom, I'm more than certain that the matchmaking is pitting me against other destroy decks. Watch, if I change to a move type deck, I'm only going to see move enemies. I'm almost certain. Alright, so I'm just going to drop Green Goblin mid. Call it a day. Because if I drop wave, I don't know what he's packing, you know? Hola Mofin, ¿qué tal mi amigo? Mucho gusto a verte. Ahora estamos jugando el Marvel Snap. Es un juego muy divertido. Es gratis en el teléfono. Si quiere jugar, es un buen juego, mi amigo. Alright, X-Mansion drops 2 random cards. Dagger's not going to do anything for him because that's a move card. When it moves to a location plus 2 power, but he's not going to have any move cards. He's playing Destroy. But Lizard doesn't help me because if he drops 2 cards here, he's going to turn to 1 power. Lizard, he's not good against a mob of people, you know? He could get jumped. -4 if there's 4 cards here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drop Spider-Man left. And what that'll do is that'll move... Actually, no, because that might move his dagger. That might help him. No, let me not do that. I'll move... I didn't even realize he dropped Magic. Magic extends the game by 1 turn. So now it's a 7-turn game. So I'll probably want to drop Wave then. Drop Wave, then drop Doc Ock. Doc Ock on mid. Yeah, let's drop wave. Drop wave right, because that's the lane we're losing. You always want to go for the lanes that you need to take. Sometimes, but you know, sometimes it's not the right play. It just depends. But majority of the times, go for the lanes that you're losing in. Because they're doing the same. See, he went mid. He could have gone left, but he's probably saving that because he knows it's going to be an easy win for him on left with Lizard there. So now that I drop wave, all the cards cost 4. And all his cards cost 4. So we both are only going to drop 1 card. And I'm thinking of dropping Doc Ock on mid. Because he's probably saving Venom for right. Because Bucky, when he's destroyed, turns into the Winter Soldier. You know, that's pretty canon. Bucky Barnes falls off a train, gets revived by Russian soldiers, turns into a super soldier, the Winter Soldier. So, like, you know, some cards have some cool abilities that tie into their lore in the comics. And I'm a huge nerd, so I'm all for that. He drops Arnim on Deathlock early? What? What's the point? That's a wasted Arnim, bro. Yeah, that's a wasted Arnim. Because now I'm gonna just drop everything here. No way it's Venom. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. That's cool. I need Nova destroyed anyway. That boosts me up. And I didn't want those dang squirrels. Screw them squirrels. Alright, so he's definitely holding on to death. This guy's a little smarter. He's going to save his death for the end. I have no Shang-Chi to play with. I have 6 power. I could drop Wolverine Carnage left. Because, I mean, destroyed decks don't usually fill a lane, though. They're always destroying shit. So Lizard might actually be good there. Yeah. I think I'll do this instead. I'll drop Nimrod right. And then on turn 7, Wolverine Carnage on right. Because that'll send Nimrod to mid and left. And I'm winning mid and left. So this is one of those scenarios where you want to just bolster what you got. Because it's going to be very difficult for me to win right. So you got to think ahead. What? This man dropped Shang? He tried to snipe me? Bruh. Sometimes that works. But he just wasted a Shang-Chi. Terrible. Alright, yeah. This is gonna be the dub right here. Because he can't play anything mid. He doesn't have Ironheart, which boosts your enemy. He doesn't have Blue Marvel. He doesn't have any cards that could boost these cards. His best bet is to drop left Death. He's gonna drop Death left. Do I win? 6 plus 6 is 12. I lose left. Alright, hold up. I'm gonna have to rethink this. I might just be better off moving a card to right. No. I might just be better off dropping a no ability Galactus on right. It's kind of cheesy, but he's gonna drop Death left. There's no way, no world he drops Death right. I would snap, but what? What is wrong with this guy? Bruh. If he dropped no... these are one of those scenarios where I'm like, the win is 1 card away. Sometimes you lose a game and you're like, damn, I should have just played here. This is that example. If he just played no left, he would have won. Actually, no. No, I still would have won regardless. If he would have dropped no either way. Because if he dropped no left, I would have won right with Galactus here. It would have been 14-17. GG's, my guy. But that wins in the bag. I should have snapped. So you see, I only won 2 cubes there. But if I would have snapped, I would have had 4. Alright, we're not getting no Galactus play out here. So let's take a little break to show off the upgrading mechanic of this game. I have 1400 crafting to work with. Collection. So this blue currency in the upper right, that's crafting materials. And this is how you upgrade your cards. So if I just sort by quality here. So you'll see the cards with these rainbow borders, that's the most you can upgrade a card to. But there's this mechanic called splitting a card. So once you get it to the max, what is it called? Max quality, you then have the ability to split a card and it'll give you a holographic version. So you see, these are my variants here. Once you upgrade the holographic one all the way, you can split it again, and then the card gives you an effect. So you see this like black. It's not a good example with arrow. Let me show you another one. Another card that I've split a few times. My boy Cosmo. Cosmo, the bestest boy. So you start off with the base card. Once you level it up a few times, you get to max, which is this infinity border. You split it, then you get this holographic version. Once you get that to max border, you split it again, and you get this cool effect. So now you can see it a little better, this like flare, these like little shooting stars going around it. You get that to max border, and you split it again, and you get a whole nother different type of effect. Now I got these sparkles. So that's the fun of the game, like trying to see what kind of splits you can get, making your favorite cards look cool, unlocking different variants. So you see, this is the default Cosmo, but there was a Venomized variant in the shop, and I love Venom. For anybody that doesn't know, he's my favorite villain slash anti-hero. So I gotta have all the Venomized variants. So this version has a little Venom on it. So right now, and I have other variants as well. There's a Rian Gonzalez variant. That's the name of the artist. I got a Pixel variant. I hate pixels. I just gotta say that. Pixels, I think, are universally hated in this game. But hey, if it's your thing, more power to you. And so this is the one I'm working on right now. I could upgrade it, and that'll allow me to split it. So let's give a little demonstration of the splitting here. But before I do that, let me just show you all the levels. So it starts off with white. White is just your base card, and this is what it looks like. You see all my pixels are white. I don't level them up at all. So like, this is just your base card. Once you level that up one time, you get frame break. Frame break means the card just busts out of the frame. So now it's kind of like extended out a little bit on the borders. After green is blue, which is 3D. 3D, as you can see, it has a parallax effect. So when you're on your phone and you're moving your phone around, the card actually moves with it. Or if you're on PC, you click on the card and move it around, and you can see it has like a 3D effect to it. After 3D is purple. purple is my favorite upgrade, because then it becomes animated. So you see here, now the card is actually moving and it looks more lively. Some animated cards look cooler than others. Like for example, look at this vision, look at his cape is moving a lot. The purple like bubbles in the background are moving. Super cool. After purple is gold, which not that cool, but what they do with gold is they give you a shiny logo. So you can see Warpath, it has some shine to it, this like line of yellow that's going across. It's supposed to be imitating like a holographic name. After orange is red, or after gold I should say is red, and that's animated border. So now the actual border of the card is moving along with everything before it. So you still get the animated card, you still get the holographic name, everything adds on to each other. And then finally after red is infinite, which is the max you can upgrade a card before you split it, and that gives you that infinity border. Super cool to look at. So now that you've seen all the levels, let's go ahead and pick some cards to upgrade, shall we? Anybody got any favorite heroes or villains? Mine is Wolverine, so we can check out Wolverine. Actually, my Wolverine is probably right where I want it to be in terms of quality, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. Let's get this sorted the right way. I think he's... let's just search. Yeah, so these splits, you can see the different effects, right? You have these that go around the card, you have these sparkle effects, but this split is one of the more rare and sought after. It's called inked because it takes the color out of the card and it just gives you the black and white inked version. This and gold background are the most sought after splits, so I kind of like where he's at right here. If I would change anything, I would probably just upgrade him to yellow or red to match the font a little better. So let's do that. Let's get him to... we can't even get him to yellow. We can get him to purple though. So this is one of my favorite variants because of the rain effects on it. Very animated. Some cards are more animated than others. Some you can barely even tell anything's moving. But this is one of the better animated cards. And this is how you level up in the game. As you can see, I am collection level 5,663. I have been playing this game for a long ass time. But every time you upgrade a card, you get one of these little green ticks. Depending on what level you upgraded, gives you more ticks. So if I go white to green, it gives me 1. If I go green to blue, it gives me 2. Blue to purple, 4, and so on and so forth. So let's go upgrade a red card so you can see what that looks like. Because we got 1200 crafting, we can upgrade a lot. From red to infinite is 500, so we can make 2 cards infinite right now. If we wanted to, which I kind of want to. Let's change the filtering here. Where's the filter? There we go. I filtered it so only my favorites are shown, so cards that have multiple variants won't pop up. It'll only show you my favorite versions. So before you could see all the arrow variants I had, now it's just the one that I put in all my decks. So we got some red cards here to work with. Some cards, well, at least me personally, I don't like the holographic effect in the background. So like this one's fine, but this bishop I got recently, I kind of don't want the rainbow in the background because I feel like it takes away from the overall look. So certain cards I kind of just leave it where it's at, with this red frame, the red lasers, the red suit. I like it just as is, so I'll probably never upgrade this card again. But same with Carnage. If this was holographic in the background, it would kind of take away the moon, and I like that moon effect in the background. So it's really preference. Some people like to upgrade all their cards, some people like to just hold off and kind of save their crafting. Like Human Torch, another example of a card I would just leave as is. I love the background on this card because you can see his reflection flying in the skyscraper. So I feel like the holographic would just take away from the art. So I leave him at red. A lot of times red for me is the final form for a card. But here, like Craven, I don't mind the background being holographic, so I would upgrade this to infinity and beyond. And of course, he's the Venomized Craven. Got to. I love my Venom. So now you can see what'll happen when you get a card to infinite. You get really boosted on the collection level track. And when you're first starting the game, a lot of these unlockables here are guaranteed cards. But since I've been playing for so long, I get what's called a collector's reserve. And anything could be in a reserve, but chances are it's typically going to be boosters, credits, tokens, like currencies. Especially me, that I have a lot of the cards already. But we'll open a collector's reserve and we'll see what we get. Oh, would you look at that? We got a Korg variant, but it's pixelated. Boo! I hate pixels. But you see, you can get variants in collector's reserves. You could get new cards, but that's a little more rare. Something just recently added to the game is this Spotlight Cache. So there will be 4 cards every week in a Spotlight Cache. And I have some saved here. If I were to open it, I would get guaranteed any one of these cards. So any one of these 3 or a random series 4 or 5 card. And if I remember correctly, I think the random series 4 or 5 card can be a duplicate of cards you have. So if it is, they just give you tokens in its place. So that kind of sucks. But you're guaranteed any one of these in 4 pools. So what that means is if I open 4 of these packs, I would get this, 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 and this. So that's the upside of it. The downside though is, testing your luck. If you have only one Spotlight Cache and you open the series 4 or 5 card and it's a duplicate and you get 1,000 tokens, you can imagine that feels not too good. But I'm saving mine because I don't really like any of the cards that are available right here. Nebula I already have, so it would just give me a variant. Same with Silk, I already have, so it would just give me a variant. X23 is the only one I don't have, but I kind of don't want her, so I'm just going to wait until I see some more cards that are worth it. At least for me. Everybody's different, everybody has different decks. No 2 collections are the same. It's random. Sometimes you unlock a card that some other person might not have even thought of getting, Or you might have cards I don't even have. It's possible. The game gives you cards randomly, depending on the series. So we just split the card, and you can see there what happens. We get that holographic background. Now we can upgrade him a lot more for cheaper, since now he's a white border card. There you go. White border Craven. There he is. So now white to green is only 25, and you need boosters to upgrade cards. I have 73 Craven boosters. You get boosters pretty often, so I would never buy boosters. Just play the game. When you use a card in your deck, you get boosters for the cards that you're using. So if you want to upgrade a card, just use it. That's all there is to it. Let's get him to blue. I could get him all the way to legendary, but I kind of want to upgrade other cards, so I'm just gonna get him to blue, which is gonna make him 3D. Nice. I love my Venom variants. That's why I'm upgrading them. Now we get another reserve. This is probably going to be currency since we just got a variant. Or a gold ticket. Gold tickets just let you play gold conquests. Not really worth it, to be honest. Alright, we got 600 crafting left. So with that, we can get one more card to infinite. Let's see what other cards I want to get to infinite. I'm just going to filter for my favorite variants, so all the other variants will disappear. Alright, let's see. Starting from the top. So we got Agent 13 is red. America Chavez. Ant-Man kind of would benefit from a holographic background. There's not a lot going on in the back that I wouldn't mind losing. It just depends on the art. If the background art is really cool, like Deathlock, he's done here. I wouldn't upgrade this because you would lose all those cables in the background, and then it just kind of looks like he's floating. So he's done. He's beautiful. I'm gonna leave him just like that. So here it just comes to the point of preference. What do I use more? What do I like more? Green Goblin, another card I would just leave as is. There's not a lot going on in the background, but I feel like the holographic would mess with the contrast. Like the red really pops here. So I just leave him like that. Alright, so this is the bottom of the reds. Who's not holographic that I want holographic? Swarm. Oh, but I don't have boosters for him. Swarm is a discard type of card. When it's discarded from your hand, add 2 copies that cost 0. So you get literally a swarm of cards for free. Oh, you know what? The Professor. I don't have enough boosters. I need 50. That for sure I would have upgraded Professor X. Lock down this location. Cards can't be added, removed, etc. Like you basically just lock it down. See, like this, another card I would just leave as is. There's graffiti in the background that I really like. I wouldn't want that to be covered with holographics. Same with Maximus. There's like these red robots that remind me of the Matrix in the background. That would be covered by holographic. So he's just good as is. Probably Jug. Juggernaut's one of my favorite cards. I use him a lot. It's either going to be Jug or Ironheart. Or America. Let's do America. I put her in a lot of decks. She's really useful because she starts on the bottom of the deck, but you draw her on turn 6. So this really helps decks where you're trying to draw a specific card, because turns 1 through 5 you're guaranteed not to draw America. you're gonna draw any other of your cards. So it boosts your chances of drawing what you want. So she's very useful in a lot of decks. Let's get her to infinity, shall we? And you notice she has the holographic background already, which means I've gotten her to infinity once before, probably a few times. Alright, we got some credits. Credits is how we upgrade cards. We got boosters. Captain America boosters. You get boosters pretty quick, so another gold ticket. So I really don't recommend buying boosters. And now we can split it. You see really obvious that it wants us to split it. So whenever you split a card that already has holographic, you get a cool effect. So the effects are kind of random, but like I mentioned, the inked effect and the gold background effect are rare, so they're less likely to be split. So these sparkles and like these flares that like have the like shooting stars going around it, those are very common. Just the colors might be different. So we got a green sparkle effect. And we'll get her to blue as well. Where'd she go? There she is. So we'll get her to blue. Okay, we'll get her to green to match the sparkles. And then we'll just play one more game, and that's going to be it for today's stream. I do appreciate everybody's patience with the quality of the stream. We're going to work on improving that. But it's a lot better than it was the first time around. The first time around, I couldn't even boot up the game. It was that bad. Alright. Alright, let's use a different deck. I'm going to use one of my favorite decks. It's called Professor Nebula. I really like this deck because it has a lot of control. It controls the pace of the game. It controls where I want my opponent to play cards. And when you're in control, you have a better chance of winning. So this is going to be probably the last game of the stream. I do appreciate everybody sticking around. Please be sure to hit that like if you haven't. Subscribe. And join the Discord. It's in the description below. So here we're not going to do anything turn 1. We skip. Sinister London is one of the coolest locations in the game. Because after you play a card here, you add a copy to another location. So Nebula, super awesome 1-cost card. Each turn your opponent doesn't play a card here, you get +2 power. Except the turn you play it, of course. So what I usually do is I like to play her on right. Because it's a gamble. Because you don't know if your opponent is going to take that gamble with you. If they do, chances are it's going to be a higher power than you. And if it's a bad location, then less power here for me the better. So yeah. He already snapped. I'm dropping Nebula right. Vibranium Mines is good or bad depending on the situation. Bad because it dilutes your deck. Then eventually you might get a Vibranium that you don't want. But the Vibraniums itself are pretty good. So even if you do draw the Vibraniums, won't help your strategy, but it helps your overall power. Okay, so he's definitely going to play in Raft. So what I'm going to do... I'm gonna drop Mojo and Raft to kind of deter him from playing in Raft, because Mojo gets +6 power if both sides are filled in this lane. So he's not gonna want to play here, but he might take the temptation and boost my Mojo just so he could get a free 0 cost card. And that's what I mean about control. I'm dropping cards on my side that either incentivize play or prevent play. In this instance, I have both. Nebula wants the enemy to play cards here. Mojo doesn't. So right here, I'm definitely going to fill it up. Sunspot and then armor to protect my 1-cost cards from Killmonger. 1-cost cards are always susceptible to Killmonger because he always is going to destroy 1 cost. So armor just protects them. And then I get my free 6-cost card. So now he probably won't even play any cards here because of Mojo. But he's going to want to. He's really going to want to. Oh, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. I'm going to snap. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to drop Onslaught here, right? Sinister London plays a card in another location. So if I play Onslaught here, Onslaught's also going to pop up here. And then I'm going to drop Professor, which means he can't play anything next turn, and that guarantees me the win if he doesn't drop something with 7 power. It has to drop 7 power, but Invisible Women isn't going to show this card until the end of the game. So if he doesn't have 7 power here, he's going to retreat. Because now he can't play anything left or mid. And he essentially lost the game. That's a fist bump. GG's. I win. Unless, of course, this card is like 10 power. Well, even then, if it's 10 power here, Professor X prevents middle play. So the Sinister London won't even activate. He probably is going to drop something here and hope that the Sinister is going to copy. Black Panther. You still lose, right, dude? And then what's going to pop up? Claw. Yeah, that's not enough. GG's. You're done. He thought Claw was going to duplicate to the middle, but Professor X prevented him. And that's why I love Professor Nebula. That's going to be it for the stream. Huge 8 cube win there. We both snapped. So there's 8 cubes on the line, which is an instant level up. I am now level 76. Thank you all so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. I will work on improving the stream health. But that's going to be it. Y'all stay safe out there, and as always, peace out.